Hey, what's going on guys? My name is Sudi and welcome back to the channel. If you're new around here, I make videos on the Hypixel Pit, which is a kit PvP style minigame with its own unique twists. Many people state that the pit is the 2b2t of Hypixel, and for good reason. Both 2b2t and the pit have their fair share of hackers, cheaters, scammers, and all around toxicity. Another similarity is the apparent anarchy which goes on in the pit due to a lack of staff attention. Both the pit and 2b2t have non-vanilla PvP. Where the oldest anarchy server in Minecraft has crystal combat, the pit has mystics. Mystics are items which can be enchanted with custom abilities to help out players with damage, level gain, PvP, as well as some all-around fun things to mess around with. Any item can have up to 3 different enchantments on it, all with different levels. Because of the nature of mystics, some combinations are insanely overpowered, and thus have high demand in the player market. Some people are even willing to pay real-life money for these items, and at times, quite a lot of it. Whenever there's a chance to make profit, you're always going to find people trying to cheat the system, whether that be by boosting, duping, or scamming. As covered on my channel previously, this community has no shortage of scum who value Minecraft items or their associated real-life money profits over moral integrity. Many of you probably know the situation of how I was scammed for a pair of $300 pants. You may also be familiar with the situation where Nightloot scammed Victor's entire account worth close to $2,000, or of Only Skillet doing the same thing to Nils some months earlier. However, each of these scams pales in comparison with what we're going to be covering today. On the 1st of October, the arguably richest player on the pit had his entire account stolen. Before we get into that though, I'd like to tell you the story of 2 players by the name of Zounds and Soul. When Soul's main account got Watchdog banned, he asked his friend Zounds if he could have access to Zounds' account. Zounds obliged, and Soul started playing a ton. Almost 8 hours every day. One night he logged off just after 10 PM, and the next morning Soul woke up to a flurry of Discord messages. Some people having doxed him, someone even alluding to the fact that they had Soul's password. In other words, it was a shit show. Soul claims to have gotten off just after 10, but the log showed that the account logged on about half an hour after that. Zounds woke up to see the entire account cleared of items, and Pit Panda showed the items were last seen when the account had last logged in. This entire situation was a mess. Fingers were obviously pointed, as the only person who could have cleared the account was the other. Friendships were broken, and people moved on. I'm not going to say who did the deed, because quite frankly, there's no way to tell. Zounds doesn't seem to have a good reason for clearing his own account, especially because it seemed Soul was putting in good work and making profit. However, on the other hand, Soul definitely did have a good reason to betray his friend. He could have easily moved all the items to an alt, which isn't on Pit Panda's database, sold them for real life money, and made some easy cash. To this day, Soul denies doing that, but like I said, there's no way to know for certain. I'll come back to this situation with Zounds and Soul, but for now, let's talk about Pelican. On the 1st of October, Pelican, also known as EHK, had his entire account cleared. He logged on to find that he couldn't actually log on because he was Watchdog banned. Pelican was arguably the richest player on the pit at the time, with his total worth being close to $8,000. Given how good at trading he actually was, Pelican estimates he could have cashed out at around $10,000. Instantly after seeing his ban message, he checks Pit Panda to see every single item of value missing. Unlike the situation with Zounds and Soul, Pelican didn't share his account with anyone. At this point, the most likely scenario was that he had been backdoored somehow. Let's rewind a bit. Several hours before this, Pelican had been given a mod by someone named RagePit. RagePit is a notorious botter, hacker, and the owner of Dawn, which is one of the pit's most toxic Dark Hopper groups. Groups like these bought their alts to Prestige 6 in order to use Dark Pants and then relentlessly be up on players in order to extract truce payments. RagePit, being the leader of this group, obviously isn't the best influence on the community. Anyway, he shared a mod with Pelican which he had developed. Not too long after this, Pelican posted messages on Discord implying he was going to be selling his stuff and cashing out. A few hours later, boom, he was cleared and banned. I'm just going to say it right here. Pelican isn't the nicest player either. He said some pretty nasty stuff to people while trading with them, and word on the street is that he's doxed people and claims to have DDoSed others. In terms of in-game infractions, the mod that RagePit sent was a staff checker mod, which would notify the user when Hypixel staff came along. Utilized correctly, the mod would make getting away with cheating a whole lot easier. That being said, I don't think anyone deserves to have their entire account stolen, worth thousands of dollars. Pelican invested several $1,000s of his own money into this game, so it's not like he just lost pixels. No, this stuff has real world value. At that amount, you can literally get a car and even travel the world. After Pelican was yoinked, accusations were immediately thrown at RagePit. Pelican owns the Astolfo hacked client, and people were skeptical because it could very well have had a backdoor in it. Despite that, the timetable of downloading RagePit's mod and then implying he was cashing out and then being cleared is too small to be a coincidence. I was in class when I got a DM from Kaguru saying that some crazy shit was going down, which I could make a video out of. He tells me that Pelican and a whole bunch of other people were in a call in the Utes Discord trying to assess the situation. Kag, Skyblocked, Skiffy, CPL, Ouija, and I were all in the call trying to figure out what had actually happened. A few of the people, especially Skyblocked, have experience with code. At that point, we had a mission. The goal was to determine if RagePit really was the one who had backdoored Pelican, and how had he done it. Pelican claims to have scanned the file multiple times, so if there was something malicious, it must have been hidden. I created a private group DM with everyone involved, and the coders got to work.
So this is like the biggest scam in the history of Pit.
Oh my god. So
Hypixel.
it was Rage. I know all the signs pointed to Rage.
All the evidence
but we
points to
didn't
Rage.
have-
There's nothing that points against it.
While this was happening, the tea was being spilled across group chats, and in one, Skyblock stated the events which had transpired. In response, Katie Khan sent the cryptic message, "Oh, he finally did that?" When I later asked Cade about what he meant by that, he told me that in a call a few months ago, someone had told him that they were planning to do something funny with the community. Anyway, back to the hunt.
Yeah, I'm not touching that either.
Sudi, be careful, okay?
Sudi, be careful, bro.
Ouija found a really old laptop which could barely run Wi-Fi, and after some technical difficulties, he screen shared himself looking through the mod. Eventually, they found this string of code. I'm not going to pretend I know what I'm talking about here, which is why I DM'd Rawl. Rawl is easily the most experienced coder in the Pit community, and he actually spotted the backdoor in the mod within 5 minutes of being given it. He explained to me exactly how that piece of code worked. Essentially, what the string does is it'll take the Minecraft client token and sends an embedded message containing that information through Discord webhook. Having the Minecraft client token allows one to log into the account. As Rawl said, it's clear that his intentions are to steal the account from whoever is using the mod. At this point, it was pretty certain that RagePit was guilty. It soon got out that RagePit had a private Discord where he was selling some of Pelican's items. As you can see, he's taking offers for many of the valuable things taken from Pelican's inventory. A few people argued he was actually doing it for the memes, given how distorted the images were, but RagePit started using the items himself a few days later. He's guilty here, and to be honest, he should be banned and wiped from Hypixel. He could be taken to court given the illegality of spreading malware. This man literally pulled the biggest scam in Minecraft history. Now, Pelican may not actually be the only victim of RagePit though. Let's go back to Zounds and Soul. Quite frankly, I have no idea who is guilty there. We figured out that Zounds and Soul used RagePit's mods, but the situation is still clouded. Zounds and RagePit are good friends, and he would have gladly lent his godset to Rage, and RagePit knew this. For now, it could have been Soul, it could have been RagePit, could even have been Zounds. We have no idea. Drama has definitely gone down since Pelican was backdoored. A week after that happened, and a few days before this video was released, my friend Wasternia got backdoored as well. Whoever did it took every item, started b-hopping to get him banned, and left a lovely message in the ender chest. One of the items has re-emerged, that being his pair of Pit Blob 3 pants. I bet 50k gold that you won't guess which account those blobs are on. Rage Pit? How did you know? Rage Pit very well could have been the one to backdoor Westerny as well, but similar to Zounds and Soul, we don't really know for that situation until someone shows up with the items. While doing research for this video, I was trying to figure out if this is definitively the biggest scam in Minecraft history. The only scams I've heard about which come close to this magnitude is the drama involving Gravity a while back, who charged back tens of thousands of dollars from everywhere across the Minecraft community. But in that situation, the money was spread out. In the case of Pelican and Rage Pit, at least $10,000 of items were stolen, with a single perpetrator and a single victim. I'm sure Rage Pit has struck other people as well, but we don't know that for certain. The pit attracts some of the most toxic players on Hypixel, and so many of them are willing to do anything for the slightest bit of profit. People are getting scammed left and right, but many times these scams are preventable. First of all, don't download these random mods being passed around. If you want to though, and then you find yourself banned and all your items are on Rage Pit's account, don't say I didn't warn you. Also, don't share your account either. We've seen what happened to Victor, Nils, potentially Zounds, and me. On top of that, don't lend your items without compensation. The last time I lent out an item, it got scammed, and we all know how that went. It's come to my attention that a player is going around pulling quite a few small-scale scams by first earning people's trust, borrowing their items, and then betraying them. This player goes by the name of Larucus, and he and his friends have scammed several $100s worth of items from different people. If you guys want a full video exposing him, then I probably won't make one because I'm lazy, so I've put all the proof of that in the description and pinned comment. I was asked to do this as a public service announcement, so there's that. Don't lend your stuff without compensation. The scum of this game mode only get richer by preying off nice and honest players. On that note, I'm gonna end things off. Hey guys, thanks for watching. If you liked the video, consider subscribing to the channel. Unless some big drama goes down, next week's video will be a pit history video similar to this one. I've been your host Sudi, and I'll see you guys next time.